Hey, before we get this started, allow me to serve as an example. Warm up before you exercise anything. About a month and a half ago, I was doing some push-ups. It was my first time exercising in a while. I didn't do any proper warm-ups, just dove straight into it, and I hurt something in my elbow. So now I have to wear this to make sure that the tendons in my arm don't move to the elbow down here, and I gotta wear this to rest the elbow. So if I look like a cyborg, it's not because I'm trying to support the heck out of Cyberpunk, even though I'm excited, it's because I'm making sure my elbow's okay. But I just wanted to address that off the bat. Take good care of yourself. Don't be stupid like me. With that out of the way, salutations everybody. It is Matty here today, and we are just 24 hours away, actually less than that, from the big Cyberpunk 2077 Night City Wire review. We're gonna get gameplay, trailers, and in our previous Cyberpunk news update, we did talk a bit about how we had no idea what time this was starting, but alongside that info, we learned quite a bit about the future of Night City Wire. We got some new screenshots, a bit of general impressions on how good Cyberpunk actually is, new in-game footage. There's a lot to come over today, and it's all little bits of news, so let's just start sifting through it all. Of course, we're gonna start with the most exciting and important information. That is, when is Night City Wire happening, which is tomorrow, June 25th. But what time? Well, let's take a look at this tweet. Join us tomorrow, June 25th at 6 p.m. CEST at twitch.tv/CD Projekt Red for the first 25-minute episode of Night City Wire, where we are going to show you a brand new trailer, present fresh gameplay footage, and chat with the devs in detail about one of the game's features, Braindance. Lots to unpack here. Let's start off with the time, 6 p.m. CEST. What is that for you guys? Well, I'll have a link in the description down below. Go ahead, click on it. For me, it's gonna be 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, smack dab in the middle of the afternoon, which is great for me, man. That gives me plenty of time to make content. Usually these events take place at like 7 at night and I'm up till 3 in the morning. Thank you, CD Projekt Red, for even doing this right. Well, we got the time. Let's pick this statement apart. Number one, the first Night City Wire. Now, we had speculated, and I believe CD Projekt Red had at one point in time said that this will be the start of a drip feed of information. So we're gonna see multiple episodes of Night City Wire. It's 25 minutes long, a bit shorter than I would have liked. It's 10 minutes longer than our last preview of Cyberpunk, where we had 15 minutes of just deep dive gameplay. But so far, nothing has topped the 48 minutes of raw footage that we saw from E3 2018. So I'm a little disappointed underneath that, but we just saw the Marvel Avengers War Table thing that Square Enix did. And I gotta say, if this is the way that CD Projekt Red plans on delivering Cyberpunk information, I'm about it. Say what you will about Avengers, I think it looks like Destiny, Marvel Destiny, but it did have a great presentation to deliver us information. It had a trailer, it concisely broke everything down, it showed off new gameplay, and talked about very specific features. I'd expect something similar to this when it comes to Cyberpunk 2077. And if the format's anything close to this, then it'll be very organized, and it should be good for all of us. Now, within this tweet, we also see this little snippet of gameplay here, and it does say in the bottom left corner, in-game footage. This is Night City at nighttime. We usually have only seen it throughout the day, and this is because games tend to look better during the daytime, and it's good for marketing. I know it sounds silly, but seriously, that is one of the reasons why we don't really see nighttime footage. So this is more significant than you think, but Night City itself, this is in-game, this is huge. There's a lot to explore. We even have new screenshots of more diverse sections of Night City itself that we'll get into down the line. But for now, let's talk about one of the features that was mentioned in this tweet, Braindance. What is braindancing in the Cyberpunk universe? Well, naturally, as a new Cyberpunk fan like many of you guys, I headed straight to the wiki to find that out. For those of you who don't know, here's what, according to the 2077 part of the universe, braindancing is. For many Night City residents, crushing poverty and homelessness are significant and likely inescapable problems. Despite this, most are still entranced by the glitz of showbiz and luxurious lifestyles of the privileged elite. Breakthroughs in neural technology paved the way for people to share recordings of their own personal memories and emotions via tech known as, quote, braindance, end quote, or BD. Some BD productions put actors in stage situations to create, quote, false, end quote, memories, to give viewers the feeling that they're living in an action film. Other BDs are simple recordings of a day in the life of the world's biggest and brightest stars. The outcome is to, quote, become, end quote, a celeb and experience a life of luxury gives many a chance to escape their own miserable reality. As a result, brain dance addiction has become an ever-growing problem for the city's poor. Also, as with all forms of entertainment media, illicit braindance recordings, XBDs, can be found easily in the seedy underbelly of Night City's black market. Alright, so for comparison's sake, let's think of the memory den in Fallout 4. Remember that location in Good Neighbor that was ripe with potential? There was so much there. They could have taken you to so many places in the Fallout universe. It could have been a hub for DLC or mini DLC. Go to New York, go to Chicago, go to this person's memory. They didn't do anything with it. Braindancing is a chance at redemption for us Fallout 4 fans who still feel upset about that to this day. Braindancing sounds awesome because it allows you to maybe experience more creative levels if they're interactive. Are they going to be collectibles throughout the universe where you can actually see people's memories instead of audio logs and writings like we've come to expect in pretty much every open world game? Maybe it'll actually be visuals, cutscenes, those types of things. That's a lot of production time. That's a lot of extra money for something that is optional. But this is CD Projekt Red, and I hate to be that guy, but it really is them, and I wouldn't be shocked if they tried to go this far. I'm just trying to think of all possible scenarios. Overall, braindancing might just be something that's world building for the poor. So I feel like this could also be great for character building. Let's take this hypothetical side quest idea I just came up with, right? Someone gets killed, and you're able to access the memories and see the murder happening, and you have to track it through there. And that can be a new way of interacting with the environment, solving mysteries, because like I said, one of the issues that The Witcher 3 fell into in its long term was the over-reliance of the Witcher sense, which a lot of games mimicked, which is why going back to The Witcher 3, it's a little more prevalent now. It was pretty innovative back then, so maybe this is a way for CD Projekt Red to string along quests because it's more interactive, it's more visually enticing. I'm just, like I said, spitballing here. And if you wanted to know how thirsty Cyberpunk fans are for more info, this screenshot got people hyped. It's just a trailer out in the middle of the desert with a car parked outside. Kind of thinking of Trevor from GTA for some reason. As I said earlier in the video though, this showcases the diversity of the world of Cyberpunk 2077. You have Night City, which looks like this. It's vibrant, neon signs, there's so much going on, floating cars. It's like, what's happening here? And then you go to what looks like the Badlands. And now you've got something completely different atmospherically, visually, color palette wise. I imagine encounters will be different. Next is just artwork, but I figured since a lot of us are hungry for more Cyberpunk, I would show it anyway. This is from Marcin Momo of CD Projekt Red, who says, "I'm a big fan of our 2020 Dragon Boat Festival illustration. It's stunning, and we can see V on the motorcycle leaning over with dragons in the background. Very Japanese inspired, if I'm honest, and I love that feeling with Cyberpunk." Lastly are some updates on the press previews that have been ongoing for Cyberpunk 2077. Just one more time, I want to make sure you guys know, for those of you who are coming in brand new to the channel, I did not get a chance to play this game, but we'll be reviewing the reviews, so I'll be taking a bunch of other people's impressions and giving my own interpretation of what we've heard about the game and compiling it all together for you guys for an easy learning experience. Now, when it comes to how much the press played, according to Daniel Ahmad, images for the Cyberpunk 2077 event in China where press got to play for about 4 hours, which is a pretty significant amount of time as someone who's been to a number of these events. Usually it's about 2-3 hours tops. Impressions will be released at 1 a.m. China time on June 26th. Daniel follows that up saying, "For what it's worth, it does seem like impressions from the event set to be published soon are positive, seeing that both expressed publicly from people that were there and from private conversations too. So in general, the trend looks like previews will be positive overall." I don't think this is surprising to anyone. The game looks great, so I'm not too shocked it's positive. I think it's too big of a game to figure out if it's bad or if there are deep-rooted issues underneath it all within like even a 4-hour span. I feel like there's just too much happening in the world, too much to digest. So if there are any deep-rooted problems, they'll only surface after many hours with the game. So just keep that in mind when you are going to be consuming, whether it's my video where I go over the previews or other people's individual previews, that this is something you just have to keep in mind. Still, we are almost there. Huge day tomorrow. And last but not least is a little bit of merch. I figured I'd just go ahead and show this off because we're all probably envious of the stuff that people are getting for free at these Cyberpunk preview events. We see V on the motorcycle, we see a Johnny Silverhand guitar statue, we see plushes, sweatshirts, hats, steelbooks, just lots of great Cyberpunk merch. As I said in my last video, you're going to see a lot of Cyberpunk merch. I still strongly believe the delay was not only to help polish the game out, but to give it time to make a lot of its money back through pre-orders and through merch ahead of time, because they invested a lot of time and a lot of money into this. It needs to be super successful for them so they can continue to do this for other games in the future. But that is everything we have on Cyberpunk 2077 in today's video. Tomorrow we'll be live streaming the Night City Wire reveal. We will be doing tons of videos on Cyberpunk and everything that comes out of not only the event but the previews. It is going to be a rockin' time for the channel. I really hope to see you guys there. I got a good feeling about all this, man. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I will talk with all of you very soon. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. Big thank you to all of the patrons who continue to just push the limits of this channel. I hope to continue making it worth your while. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.